Lepidopterology, metamorphosis, butterfly, goodwill hunting, triptych, as I reply. Cult classics on the airwaves, total von Dutch. I'm your number one, predilection in touch. That's a stanza called Poet Don't Know It, by myself. It's on the Chartreuse album. And Chartreuse is kind of evocative of brat sense and sensibilities. You know, songs of the summer kind of thing. One of the label boss's favourite albums. And, you know, it's kind of got that brat kind of aesthetic thing, but also it's got a Stern's digression, actually. When I met John, the bassist from Sarah Days, great guy, who's now like doing acoustic finger-picking blues guitar, kind of a la, you know, Roy Cooder Vigilante Man. Fabulous stuff. I mentioned to him like that sometimes, he mentioned to me that Cillian had gotten the role in Oppenheimer, and I kind of mentioned to him, you know, that on another tangent, that sometimes it's kind of, you know, not necessarily the music of the guy that's interesting or the art of the guy that's interesting or his acting capability, but it's the guy, you know, it's what he himself, that's what's intriguing. And, you know, they can be amazing people, but the music may not necessarily intrigue you or captivate you. Same with the art, same with the writing. But the thing is, I mean, Swedish House Mafia, I mean, they're great guys, 3 great guys, but their music doesn't really interest me that much. It's kind of not to my taste per se, but their aesthetic, their mores, and their visuals, their artistic visuals, are second to none, and really quite amazing, actually. And I'm kind of really kind of influenced by them in a way. And even though like the music doesn't necessarily come across as being kind of symptomatic of their music, in a way, like their aesthetic has kind of weaved its way into Chartreuse in a way, you know. Call it a comeback. For example, this was one of the first songs that we had nominated for Song of the Week on Cork Playlist, which has been a very important outlet for us, for exposure and stuff, and very appreciated. And the work they're doing is very appreciated. But again, like, you know, that the essence of the mores of Swedish House Mafia, I find compelling, actually. Also, for example, in kind of a little minor way, but more towards the music, Aphex Twin and Square Pusher. Square Pusher, particularly Hard Normal Daddy, was one of my favourites back in the day. And I remember being in Serbia, driving around to gigs, and we had that playing pretty much incessantly, actually. And that definitely has been a kind of an influence on Chartreuse, and on other things, but lesser these days rather than, you know, back in the day, so to speak. Chartreuse, again, like, you know, it's got a lot more to it than just the kind of brat sense and sensibilities, even though it's kind of coming out of that ethos and aesthetic. And, you know, Supermodel has come out of that. And Supermodel has kind of spawned a subgenre, I guess you say subgenre, within what we do. Actually, well, what I do. You know, several other songs have kind of come out of that. And those songs, like for example, St. Elmo by the Sea, I mean, that's come directly from Supermodel, and that has kind of, again, spawned other ones. And we have a single as well called St. Elmo's by the Sea. So, I mean, you know, Chartreuse is kind of more influential than one might concede. We also have some great videos from it. There's a video called Chartreuse, fantastic, as well as Call It a Comeback. We got a video of that as well. Post the links, and maybe you might give Chartreuse a spin sometime. Thank you very much for listening.